Mm. Sold my watch to a man who didn't know the time. Left my keys in a mailbox of a house no longer mine. The highway is a ribbon of asphalt and bone, where every mile marker says you're better off alone. I threw my heavy suitcase in the muddy riverbed, watched the water swallow every word we had to say. Now the pockets of my jacket hold nothing but the air, and for the first time in a decade I don't even care. The horizon is a mirror with the silver scratched away, just a wide open temple built of granite and of gray. When the bottom drops out from the life you thought you knew, there is a strange kind of mercy waiting there for you. Oh, the wind has stripped the branches until the wood is bare. Then there's a hollow sort of glory in the silence sitting there. When you've traded every treasure for a handful of the dust, you find the only kind of iron that is never going to rust. It is the power of the nothing that is finally making sense, finding who you are behind the shadow of a face. Oh, the wind has stripped the branches until the wood is bare. There is a hollow sort of glory in the silence sitting there. When you've traded every treasure for a handful of the dust, you'll find the only kind of iron that is never going to rust. It is the power of the nothing that is finally making sense, finding who you are behind the shadow of a face. The prophets on the corner are all shouting for a fee, but the salt upon the pavement is enough for me to see. I used to chase the ghosts of a future made of gold, but a man can freeze to death inside a story poorly told. So I let the fire blacken every page within the book, gave the devil back the shiny bay and threw away the hook. Now I'm standing in the clearing where the heavy forest stands, where the path begins to straighten and the bright gas burn there. The horizon is a mirror with the silver scratched and lay, just a wide open temple built of granite and of gray. When the bottom drops out from a life you thought you knew, there is a strange kind of mercy waiting there for you. Oh, the wind has stripped the branches until the wood is bare. There is a hollow sort of glory in the silence sitting there. Then you trade in love and treasure for a handful of the dust. You find the only kind of iron there's never going to rust. That is the power of the nothing that is finally making sense. It's under who you are behind the shadow of a face. All the wind just shift the branches until the wood is bare. There is a hollow sort of glory in the silence sitting there. You traded every treasure for a handful of the dust. You find the only kind of iron that is never going to rust. Is the power of the nothing that is finally making sense, finding who the one behind the shadow of the face. Sold my watch to a man who didn't know the time. Left my keys in a mailbox of a house no longer mine. The highway is a ribbon of asphalt and bone, where every mile marker says you're better off alone. I threw my heavy suitcase in the muddy riverbed, watched the water swallow every word we ever said. Now the pockets of my jacket hold nothing but the air, And for the first time in a decade, I don't even care. The horizon is a mirror with the silver scratched away. Just a wide open temple built of granite and of gray. When the bottom drops out from the life you thought you knew, there is a strange kind of mercy waiting there for you. Oh, the wind has stripped the branches until the wood is bare. There is a hollow sort of glory in the silence sitting there. When you've traded every treasure for the handful of the dust, you find the only kind of item that is never going to rust. It is the power of the nothing that is finally making sense. Finding who you are behind the shadow of a fence. Sitting there, and you fight every treasure for a handful of the dust. You find the only kind of iron that is ever going to rust. It is the power of the nothing that is finally making sense. Finding who you are behind the shadow of the fence. The prophets on the corner all shouting for a fee, but the salt upon the pavement is enough for me to see. I used to chase the ghosts of a future made of gold, but a man can freeze to death inside a story poorly told. So I let the fire blacken every page within the book. Gave the devil back the shiny blade and threw away the hook. Now I'm standing in the clearing where the heavy forest ends, where the path begins to straighten and the broken spirit mends. The horizon is a mirror with the silver scratched away. Just a wide open temple built of granite and of gray. When the bottom drops out from the life you thought you knew, there is a strange kind of mercy waiting there for you. Oh, the wind has stripped the branches until the wood is bare. There is a hollow sort of gloom in the silence sitting there. When you've traded every treasure for a handful of the dust, you find the only kind of iron that is never going to rust. It is the power of nothing that is finally making sense. Finding who you are behind the shadow of a fence.
Clouds hang low like heavy velvet drapes. Above the gutters where the gray water shapes its own path down the jagged city stones to wash the dust from tired marrow bones. I stood beneath the awning of the store, waiting for the sky to give a little more. My collar up against the biting air, while every secret found a refuge there. But the rain knows every scar I hide. It gathers up the salt I kept inside. No person ever saw the dam begin to break, or felt the tremors that the silent burdens make. It falls to cover up the tracks I leave behind, the only witness to the chaos in my mind. Yes, the rain is the only one who understands the weight of holding glass in naked hands. A sudden surge of thunder rattles through the street, drowning out the shuffle of my dragging feet. There is a dignity in how the deluge pours, closing up the windows and the heavy iron doors. I let the droplets blur the vision in my eyes, masking every struggle and the weary sighs. The pavement swallows up the drops of grief and offers such a cold and sharp relief. But the rain knows every scar I hide. It gathers up the salt I kept inside. No person ever saw the dam begin to break, or felt the tremors that the silent burdens make. It falls to cover up the tracks I leave behind, the only witness to the chaos in my mind. Yes, the rain is the only one who understands the weight of holding glass in naked hands. The clouds hang low like heavy velvet drapes. Above the gutters where the gray water shakes its own path down the jagged city stones to wash the dust from tired marrow bones. I stood beneath the awning of the store, waiting for the sky to give a little more. My collar up against the biting air, while every secret found a refuge there. But the rain knows every scar I hide. It gathers up the salt I kept inside. No person ever saw the dam begin to break, or felt the tremors that the silent burdens make. It falls to cover up the tracks I leave behind, the only witness to the chaos in my mind. Yes, the rain is the only one who understands the weight of holding glass in naked hands. A sudden surge of thunder rattles through the street, drowning out the shuffle of my dragging feet. There is a dignity in how the deluge pours, closing up the windows and the heavy iron doors. I let the droplets blur the vision in my eyes, masking every struggle and the weary sighs. The pavement swallows up the drops of grief and offers is such a cold and sharp relief. But the rain knows every scar I hide. It gathers up the salt I kept inside. No person ever saw the dam begin to break. Oh, felt the tremors that the silent burdens make. It falls to cover up the tracks I leave behind. The only witness to the chaos in my mind. Yes, the rain is the only one who understands the weight of holding glass with naked hands. The ice has melted to a jagged shard, floating in a glass of cheap regret. I am watching how you hold your cards with a look I haven't mastered yet. The waiter sweeps the sawdust near our feet and turns aside to face the empty street. We spent the evening dodging every ghost, talking circles round the things we crave, drinking to the things we fear the most, while dancing on a shallow, quiet grave. But the amber liquid reached the very end, and I can no longer call you just a friend. The shadows stretch across the checkered floor, leaving nowhere left for us to hide. I am reaching for the handle of the door, while the ocean pulls away the tide. This is the final drop before the dam will break. A heavy toll that honesty demands, a bitter swallow for a heart to take. When the clock stops moving its rusted hands, no more velvet lies to wrap the bone, just the coldest light I've ever known. You finally let your guarded shoulders fall and spoke a name that cut the air in two. The writing started screaming on the wall, confirming what I always deeply knew. The bottle's dry and staring back at me, like a witness to a crime we can't unsee. The gallows stretch across its checkered floor, leaving nowhere left for us to hide. I am reaching for a handle at the door, while the ocean pulls away the tide. This is the final drop before the dam will break. The heavy toll that honesty demands, a bitter swallow for the heart to take. When the clock starts moving its rusted hands, no more veil that led to wrap the bone, just the coldest light I've ever known. The ice is melted to a jagged shot, floating in a glass of cheap regret. I am watching how you hold your cards with a look I haven't mastered yet. The waiter sweeps the sawdust near our feet and turns aside to face the empty street. We spent the evening dodging every ghost, talking circles round the things we crave, drinking to the things we fear the most, while dancing on a shallow, quiet grave. But the Emmerich, we reached the very end, and I can no longer call you just a friend. The shadows stretch across the checkered floor, leaving nowhere left for us to hide. I am reaching for the handle of the door, while the ocean pulls away the tide. This is the final drop before the dam will break. The heavy toll that honesty demands, a bitter swallow for a heart to take. When the clock stops moving its rusted hands, no more velvet lies to wrap the bone, just the coldest lie I've ever known. You finally let your guarded shoulders fall and spoke a name that cut the air in two. The writing started screaming on the wall, confirming what I always deeply knew. The bottle's dry and staring back at me, like a witness to a crime we can't unsee. The shadows search our heart's checkered floor, leaving nowhere left for us to hide. I am reaching for the handle on the door, while the ocean pulls away the tide. This is the final drop before the dam will break. The heavy toll that honesty demands, a bitter swallow for a heart to take. When the clock stops moving its rusted hands, no velvet lies to left bone, just the oldest lie I've ever known. The radiator hums a hollow tune against the floor. I memorize the cracks that snake beneath the bedroom door. My shadow stretches long and lean across the peeling paint. The silence of the hallway makes a sinner feel like saint. The clock is ticking heavy like a hammer in the wall, waiting for a ghost or just a midnight phone call. But the wires are all dead and the moon is turning gray, counting every debt that I am terrified to pay. I stripped away the armor that I wore throughout the light. It's funny how the truth comes crawling out in dead of night. The pride I carried yesterday is nothing but a stone. It's hard to light a mirrors when you're standing all alone. The vanity of daylight is a mask that didn't fit. I'm staring at the furnace and the charcoal heart of it. The calendar is bleeding and the months are moving fast, building up a future on the wreckage of the past. The city holds its breath while the street lamps start to fade. I'm weighing out the choices and the bargains that I made. There is no one left to witness and there's no one left to blame. Oh, just the ink upon the ledger and the burning of the shame. Oh, the hours are the jury and the verdict is the dawn. Struggling with the ghost of who I was before the young. Every hidden motive and every crooked jagged line comes dancing through the static of this weary mind of mine. I am stripped down to a mirror in the cold and quiet blue, trying to find a version of the story that is true. The ceiling is a map of every place I'll never go. The basement of my spirit holds the seeds I didn't sow. I thought I was a pilot, but I'm just drifting spark, trying to navigate the corners of a room that's pitch and dark. The neighbors are all sleeping with their conscience tucked in tight, while I am playing poker with the demons of the night. They know my every weakness and they know my every fear. They whisper all the secrets that I didn't want to hear. There's a Bible on the nightstand that I haven't opened yet, and a bottle on the table for the things I should forget. But the liquor tastes like copper and the pages feel like lead. I'm haunted by the living and I'm envying the dead. The world is just a theater that's waiting for the cue. But at 3 in the morning, there's nothing left to do but sit within the wreckage and the honesty of pain, and listen to the rhythm of the phantom falling rain. The city holds its breath, all the street lamps start to fade. I'm weighing out the choices and the bargains that I made. There is no one left to witness and there's no one left to blame. The city holds its breath while the street lamps start to fade. I'm weighing out the choices and the bargains that I made. There is no one left to witness and there's no one left to blame. Just the ink on the ledger and the burning of the shame. Oh, the hours are the jury and the verdict is the dawn. Struggling with the ghost of who I was before I yawn. Every hidden motive and every crooked jagged line comes dancing through the static of this weary mind of mine. I am stripped down to a metal in the cold and quiet blue, trying to find a version of the story that is true. The radiator hums a hollow tune against the floor. I've memorized the cracks that snake beneath the bedroom door. My shadow stretches long and lean across the peeling paint. The silence of the hallway makes a sinner feel like saint. The clock is ticking heavy like a hammer in the wall, waiting for a ghost or just a midnight phone call. But the wires are all dead and the moon is turning gray, counting every debt that I am terrified to pay. I stripped away the armor that I wore throughout the light. It's funny how the truth comes crawling out in dead of eye. That pride I carried yesterday is nothing but a stone. It's hard to light a mirrors when you're standing all alone. The vanity of daylight is a mask that didn't fit. I'm staring at the furnace and the charcoal heart of it. The calendar is bleeding and the months are moving fast, building up a future on the wreckage of the past. The city holds its breath while the street lamps start to fade. I'm weighing out the choices and the bargains that I made. There ain't no one left to witness, and there's no one left to blame. Just the ink upon the ledger and the burning of the shame. Oh, the hours are the jury and the verdict is the dawn, juggling with the ghost of who I was before the yawn. Every hidden motive and every crooked, jagged line come dancing through the static of this veering mind of mine. I am stripped into the marrow in the cold and quiet blue, trying to find a version of the story that is true. The ceiling is a map of every place I'll never go. The basement of my spirit holds the seeds I didn't sow. I thought I was a pilot, but I'm just a drifting spark, trying to navigate the corners of a room that's pitch and dark. The neighbors are all sleeping with their conscience tucked inside, while I am playing poker with the demon of the night. They know my every weakness and they know my every fear. They whisper all the secrets that I didn't wanna hear. There's a Bible on the nightstand that I haven't opened yet, and a bottle on the table for the things I should forget. But the liquor tastes like copper and the pages feel like lead. I'm haunted by the living and I'm envying the dead. The world is just a theater that's waiting for the cue, but at 3 in the morning where there's nothing left to do but sit within the wreckage and the honesty of pain, and listen to the rhythm of the phantom falling rain. The city holds its breath while the street lamps start to fade. I'm weighing out the choices and the problems that I made. There's no one left to witness and there's no one left to blame. Just the ink upon the ledger and the phantom of the shame. The dawn, struggling with the ghost of who I was before they yawned. Every hidden motive and every crooked, jagged line come dancing through the static of this weary mind of mine. The ceiling hangs a little lower every Tuesday noon, a heavy gravity that pulls the air right from the room. The mailbox rattles with the weight of names I used to be, while shadows stretch their fingers out to measure what they see. I step outside and feel the concrete grinding at my heels, the gears of some machine that doesn't care how hunger feels. It bends the spine until the bone begins to hum and crack, but leaves just enough marrow for the walk to town and back. The telephone is ringing with a debt I cannot pay, a chorus of reminders that I've thrown my youth away. The sky is bruised and purple like a fruit that stayed too long, against a wind that whistles like a tired, broken song. I'm caught between the anvil and the hammer's steady swing, but the metal never shatters, it just learns how it can sting you. The pressure is a constant friend who never says goodbye, keeping me beneath the wave, but never letting me get dry. Oh, it's a more slow squeeze that never stops to catch its breath. A mile away from living and an inch away from death. The mountain keeps on sliding, but it stops before the floor, leaving me to wonder what the hell I'm waiting for. It's a cruel kind of mercy when the blow begins to fall, only to be cheated by the stillness of the wall. The darkness gathers up its strength to finally cut the thread that leaves me with the sunrise and a pounding in my head. I have studied every crack within the plaster of the hall,
waiting for the structural collapse of it all. But the foundation is stubborn and the beams are made of spite. They hold the wreckage upright in the middle of the night. Yeah, you can strain against the harness till your skin is raw and red. But the master of the house is keeping everybody fed. Just enough to stay awake, just enough to feel the cold, just enough to watch the new world turning into old. The clock is ticking sideways like a beetle on its back, searching for a rhythm in the middle of the lack. I've seen the heavy water rising up to meet my chin, only for the tide to turn before the deep sets in. It's a calculated torture of 1,000 little cuts. The door is always swinging, but it never quite stays shut. I am the knot that won't undo, the wire that won't snap, a permanent eraser dead inside a closing chain. The grocery bill is bleeding through the pocket of my coat, while every word I try to speak gets strangled in my throat. The neighbors look away as if my failure is a germ, and time is just a circle where the yearly has to squirm. I've been flattened like a copper center, pulled on every track, waiting for the locomotive that'll never come back. So I gathered up the pieces of a soul that's been displaced, and wear the heavy silence like a mask upon my face. Oh, it's a long, slow squeeze that never stops to catch its breath. A mile away from living an inch away from where the mountain can't see, so sliding, but it stops before the floor, leaving me to wonder what the hell I'm waiting for. It's a cool kind of mercy when the The ceiling hangs a little lower every Tuesday noon. A heavy gravity that pulls the air right from the room. The mailbox rattles with the weight of names I used to be, while shadows stretch their fingers out to measure what they see. I step outside and feel the concrete grinding at my heels, the gears of some machine that doesn't care how hunger feels. It bends a spine until the bone begins to hum and crack, but leaves just enough marrow for the walk to tighten back. Telephone is ringing with the debt I cannot pay. A chorus of reminders that I've thrown my youth away. The sky is bruised and purple like a fruit that stayed too long, against the wind that whistles like a tired, broken song. I'm caught between the anvil and the hammer steady swing, but the metal never shatters, it just learns how it can sting. The pressure is a constant friend who never says goodbye, keeping me beneath the weight but never letting me get dry. Oh, it's a long, slow squeeze that never stops to catch its breath. A mile away from living and an inch away from death. The mountain keeps on sliding, but it stops before the floor, leaving me to wonder what the hell I'm laying
darkness gathers up its strength to finally cut the thread, then leaves me with the sunrise and a pounding in my head. I have audit every crack within the plaster of the hall, waiting for the structural collapse of it all. But the foundation is stubborn and the beams are made of spite. They hold the wreckage upright in the middle of the night. You can strain against the harness till your skin is falling red, but the master of the house is keeping everybody fed. Just enough to stay awake, just enough to feel the cold, just enough to watch the new world turning into old. Clock is ticking sideways like a beetle on its back, searching for your rhythm in the middle of a lack. I've seen the heavy water rising up to meet my chin, only for the tide to turn before the deep sets in. It's a calculated torture of 1,000 little cuts. The door is always swinging, but it never quite stays shut. I am a knot that won't undo, the wire that won't snap, a permanent resident inside a closing trap. The grocery bill is bleeding through the pocket of my coat, while every word I try to speak is strangled in my throat. The neighbors look away as if I failure in a jump, and time is just a circle we don't really have to quit. I've been flattened like a copper cent upon the railway track, waiting for the locomotive that'll never come back. So I gather up the pieces of a soul that's been displaced, and wear the heavy silence like a mask upon my face. Oh, it's a long, slow squeeze, and then it starts to catch his breath a mile away from living, and an inch away from where the mountain keeps on sliding, but it starts before the floor, leaving me to wonder what the hell I'm waiting for. It's a cruel kind of mercy when the blow begins to fall, only through the cheek. Your blueprints are locked in a heavy wooden drawer, away from the prying eyes and the hollow roar. I keep the blinds drawn tight against the morning light, while the hammer strikes steady in the dead of night. No flags are flying on this plot of dusty ground. I'm digging the foundation without making a sound. They're trading their secrets for a seat at the bar, tracking the distance to a fading silver star. But I'm counting the nails and I'm measuring the beam, working on the metal of a quiet kind of dream. Let them speculate on the emptiness they see. The structure is rising in the dark inside of me. The tongue is a rod where that can steer you off the track. Once the word is out there, you can never take it back. So I hold my peace like a stone inside my palm, waiting for the storm to prove the power of the calm. Let the finished product stand tall against the sky to give the only answer to the how and to the why. When the scaffolding falls and the dust begins to clear, the work will be the only thing that anyone can hear. Bricks and the mortar have a logic of their own. The kingdom isn't promised, it is carved out of the bone. There's a fever in the streets that be around. recognized and known, to harvest the grain before the seeds are even sown. But the oak doesn't struggle to find its way to air. It doesn't ask the forest if it's glad that it is there. I'm just stacking the hours like coal inside a grate, learning how to labor and learning how to wait. The tongue is a rudder that can steer you off the track. Once the word is out that you can never take it back. So I'll hold my peace like a stone inside my palm, waiting for the storm to prove the power of the calm. Let the finished product stand tall against the sky to give the only answer to the how and to the why. When the scaffolding falls and the dust begins to clear, the weight will be the only thing that anyone can hear. The bliss and the mourn will have a logic of their own. A kingdom isn't promised, it is carved out of the bone. The blueprints are locked in a heavy wooden drawer, away from the prying eyes and the hollow roar. I keep the blinds drawn tight against the morning light, while the hammer strikes steady in the dead of night. No flags are flying on this plot of dusty ground. I'm digging the foundation without making a sound. They're trading their secrets for a seat at the bar, tracking the distance to a fading silver star. But I'm counting the nails and I'm measuring the beam, working on the marrow of a quiet kind of dream. Let them speculate on the emptiness they see. The structure is rising in the dark inside of me. The tongue is a rudder that can steer you off the track. Once the word is out there, you can never take it back. So I'll hold my peace like a stone inside my palm, waiting for the storm to prove the power of the calm. Let the finished product stand tall against the sky, to give the only answer to the how and to the why. Then the scaffolding falls and the dust begins to clear. The work will be the only thing that anyone can hear. The bricks and the mortar have a logic of their own. A kingdom isn't promised, it is carved out of the bone. There's a fever in the street to be recognized and known, to harvest the grain before the seeds are even sown. But the oak doesn't struggle to find its way to air. It doesn't ask the forest if it's glad that it is there. I'm just stacking the hours like coal inside a grave, learning how to labor and learning how to wait. The tongue is a rudder that can steer you off the track. Once the word is out there, you can never take it back. So I hold my peace like a stone inside my palm, waiting for the storm to prove the power of the calm. Let the finished product
scaffolding falls and the dust begins to clear. The work will be the only thing that anyone can hear. The blades and the mortar have a logic of their own. A kingdom isn't promised, it is carved out of bone.
The pendulum hangs heavy in the frozen air. Not a feather stirs upon the marble floor. The city holds its breath like a held prayer, waiting for the hinges to give on the door. You think the quiet is a white flag raised, a surrender written in the dust of the hall. But look at the way the sunlight is glazed against the jagged shadow of the eastern wall. The surface of the pond is a mirror of what's late. Not a single ripple betrays what swims below. It takes a massive soul to carry all that weight without letting the slightest tremor show. The predator moves without a snapping twig, measuring the distance with a steady eye, while the frantic wave dances its little jig under the vast and the unblinking sky. There is a thunder that makes no sound, the crushing gravity that tames the ground. The mountain does not need to shout its name to put the flicker of the heart to shame. It is the motionless center of the wheel, the sharpened edge of the unbent steel. The apex of force is a total rest, the heartbeat strongest inside the chest. Men talk of fire and the rattling chain as if the loudest dog ever won the fight. But there is a lethal cold in the steady rain that turns the noon into the deepest night. I watch the hawk suspended on the gale, a stationary point in the rushing blue. The ones who scream are the ones who fail to see the iron grip that is coming through. The clock is stopped, but the time remains. The blood is cool inside the veins. The dam is holding back the tide, with nothing left for it to hide. There is a thunder that makes no sound, a crushing gravity that tames the ground. The mountain does not need to shout its name to put the flicker of the house to shame. It is the motionless center of the wheel, the sharpened edge of the unbent steel. The apex of force is a total rest, the heartbeat strongest inside the chest. The pendulum hangs heavy in the frozen air. Not a feather stirs upon the marble floor. The city holds its breath like a held prayer, waiting for the hinges to give on the door. You think the quiet is a white flag raised, a surrender written in the dust of the hall. But look at the way the sunlight is blazed against the jagged shadow on the eastern wall. The surface of the pond is a mirror of slate. Not a single ripple betrays what swims below. It takes a massive soul to carry all that weight without letting the slightest tremor show. The predator moves without a snapping twig, measuring the distance with a steady eye, while the frantic world dances its little jig under the vast and the unlinking sky. There is a thunder that makes no sound, a crushing gravity that tames the ground. The mountain does not need to shout its name to put the flicker of the half to shame. It is the motionless semi of the wheel, the sharpened edge of the unbent steel. The apex of force is a total rest, the heart beats strongest inside the chest. Then talk of fire and the rattling chain, as if the loudest dog ever won the fight. But there is a lethal cold in the steady rain that turns the noon into the deepest night. I watch the hawk suspended on the gale, a stationary point for no rushing blue. The ones who scream are the ones who fail to see the iron grip that is coming through. The clock has stopped, but the time remains. The blood is cool inside the veins, but damn is holding back the tide with nothing left for it to hide. There is a thunder that makes no sound, a crushing gravity that tames the ground. The mountain does not need to shout its name to put the flicker of a heart to shame. It is the motionless center of the wheel, the sharpened edge of the unbent steel. The apex of forces of total rest, the heart beats strongest inside the chest. The morning mirror tells a jagged lie, reflecting hollow debts I never owe. I used to trade my peace for every passing eye and walk the thorns along a crowded road. The silence holds a weight the noise can't find, a steady anchor in the shifting sand. The ragged edges of a restless mind are smoothing under my own steady hand. The applause is just a ghost that haunts the hall, a shallow cup that never fills the soul. I'm tired of waiting for the sky to fall to prove I'm standing on a solid note. This gravity belongs to me alone. The sovereign kingdom built of brick and bone. The scale is balanced by the breath I take, not by the promises that others break. I am the harvest and the ancient sea, supplying every
and head in need. The gold is standard in the heart of mine, a light that doesn't borrow strength to shine. I burn the ledgers of the public dead and wash the ink of judgment from my skin. There's nothing left to fear or to regret when all the doors are bolted from within. The wind can howl against the window pane, but it won't chill the fire on the hearth. I've stopped my dancing for the drops of rain and found the value of the solid earth. For praise is just a leaf upon the stream, a fleeting color on a fading wall. I've woken from the fever of the dream that told me I was nothing if I fall. This gravity belongs to me alone, a sovereign kingdom built of brick and bone. The scale is balanced by the breath I take, not by the promises that others break. I am the harvest and the ancient sea, supplying every deeper hidden need. The gold is standard in the heart of mine, a light that doesn't borrow strength to show. The morning mirror tells a jagged lie, reflecting hollow debts I never wrote. I used to trade my peace for every passing eye and walk the thorns along a crowded road. But silence holds a weight the noise can't find, a steady anchor in the shifting sand. The ragged edges of a restless mind are soothing under my own steady hand. The applause is just a ghost that haunts the hall, a shallow cup that never fills the soul. I'm tired of waiting for the sky to fall, to prove I'm standing on a solid note. This gravity belongs to me alone, a sovereign kingdom built of brick and bone. The scale is balanced by the breaths I take, not by the promises that others break. I am the harvest and the ancient seed, supplying every deep and hidden need. The gold is standard in the heart of mine, a light that doesn't borrow strength to shine. I burn the ledgers of the public debt and wash the ink of judgment from my skin. There's nothing left to fear or to regret when all the doors are bolted from within. The wind can howl against the window pane, but it won't chill the fire on the hearth. I've stopped my dancing for the drops of rain and found the value of the solid earth. The praise is just a leaf upon the street, a fleeting color on a fading wall. I've woken from the fever of the dream doesn't borrow strength to shine.
The morning breaks like a fractured bone. The salt is dried inside the marrow of the stone. You used to tremble when the thunder shook the glass, counting every second for the hurricane that passed. But the cellar door is hanging by a rusted hinge. You drank the bitter cup and felt the fever fringe. Now the sky is bruised and turning heavy leaden gray, and you don't even bother brushing the ashes away. The shadows used to have a jagged edge, a long drop waiting off a narrow ledge. But the ghosts have all gone quiet in the hall. There is nowhere left for a broken heart to fall. You walk through the furnace till your skin turned to iron. You stared down the throat of the hungry lion. The nightmare came and took what it could find, leaving nothing but a steady peace of mind. Since you stood beneath the crushing weight of the flood, with the cold black water mixing in your blood, there's no terror left in the dark or the deep, when you have already buried the secrets you keep. A sudden wind is rattling the empty wooden crates. The neighbors lock their shutters and they bolt the gates. They are frantic for the safety of a sturdier roof, while you are standing in the garden living proof that once the fire strips the porous to the clay, the spark has lost its power to take anything away. Your pulse is like a clock that never misses a beat, walking barefoot on the shards of the street. The shadows used to have a jagged edge, a long drop waiting off a narrow ledge. But the ghosts have all gone quiet in the hall. There is nowhere left for a broken heart to fall. Walk through the furnace till your skin turned to iron. You sat down the cold of the hungry lion. The nightmare came and took what it could find, leaving nothing but a steady peace of mind. Since you stood beneath the crushing weight of a flood, with the cold black water mixing in your blood, there's no terror left in the dark or the deep, when you have already buried the secrets you keep. Walk through the furnace till your skin turned to iron. You stare down the throat of the hungry lion. The nightmare came and took what it could find, leaving none but a steady peace of mind. Since you stood beneath the crushing weight of the flood, with the cold black water mixing in your blood, there's no terror left in the dark or the deep, when you have already buried the secrets you keep. The morning breaks like a fractured bone. The salt is dried inside the marrow of the stone. You used to tremble when the thunder shook the glass, counting every second for the hurricane to pass. But the cellar door is hanging by a rusted hinge. You drank the bitter cup and felt the fever fringe. Now sky is bruised and turning heavy leaden gray, and you don't even bother brushing the ashes away. The shadows used to have a jagged edge, a long drop waiting off a narrow ledge. But ghosts have all gone quiet in the hall. There is nowhere left for a broken heart to fall. You walk through the furnace till your skin turned to iron. You stare down the throat of the hungry lion. The nightmare came and took what it could find, leaving nothing but a steady peace of mind. And you stood beneath the crushing weight of the flood, drink the cold black water mixing in your blood. There is no terror left in the dark or deep when you have already buried the secret you keep. A sudden wind is rattling the empty wooden crates. The neighbors lock their shutters and they bolt the gates. They are frantic for the safety of a sturdier roof, while you are standing in the garden living proof. There once the fire strips the forest through the clay. The spark has lost its power to take anything away. Your pulse is like a clock that never misses a beat, walking barefoot on the shards of the street. The shadows used to have a jagged edge, a long drop waiting off a narrow ledge. But the ghosts have all gone quiet in the hall. There is nowhere left for a broken heart to fall. You walk through the furnace till your skin turns to iron. You stare down the throat of the hungry lion. The nightmare came and took what it could sound, leaving us under a steady peace of mind. Since you stood beneath the crushing weight of the fall, with this cold black water mixing in your blood, there's no terror left in the dark or deep when you have already buried the secrets you keep. You walk through the furnace till your skin turns to iron. You stare down the throat of the hungry lion. The nightmare came and took what it could find, leaving nothing but a steady peace of mind. Since you stood beneath the crushing weight of the flood, with the cold black water mixing in your blood, there is no terror left in the dark or the deep when you have already buried the secrets you keep. The stadium is packed with 1,000 frozen stairs. They measure how you breathe and count the silver in your head. I'm walking on a wire stretched across the jagged street, while every face below is praying for my tired feet to miss a beat. They bought their tickets early just to see the heavy fall. They're leaning on the bricks of every crumbling garden wall. Not a hand is reaching out to catch the spilling of my blood. They're only checking if the rain will turn the arena floor to mud. The silence in the gallery is heavier than lead. They don't want your salvation, they just want the things you said to be carved upon a monument while you are laying low. They're waiting for the curtain call before they decide to go. All the grand
just a million corner places watching every single glow. No, they aren't your army and they aren't your kin or kind. They're just tallying the secrets that you're forced to leave behind. I saw the man beside me sharpen up his pocket knife. He wasn't looking for a foe, he was carving up my life. He smiled a crooked grin and asked me if the climb was steep, and sat back in his velvet chair and drifted off to sleep. But his eyes remained wide open like a hawk upon a limb. To him I'm just a hollow shell, a temporary whim. They'll cheer when you are winning, but they're rooting for the crash. They wanna see the lightning strike, they feel the sudden flash. The silence in the gallery is heavier than lead. They don't want your salvation, they just want the things you said. To be carved upon a monument while you are laying low. They're waiting for the curtain call before they decide to go. Oh, the band is a player and a lily coated gaze. They'll study and they'll flicker of your sword and fainted boys. There ain't no bullets here among the shadows in the rust. A million corner prayers are watching every single blow. Oh, let your love it is how you're talking of God. They're just telling the secrets that you're forced to leave behind. Oh, the bright is a clear and a lily coated gaze. The study every flicker of your sword and fainted grace. There ain't no brothers here among the shadow and the Lord. Just a million corner pleasures watching every king that's played. Now they all let your army get that load your kingdom kind. They're just calling in the secrets that you're forced to leave behind.
The stadium is packed with 1,000 frozen stairs. They measure how you breathe and count the silver in your hairs. I'm walking on a wire stretched across the jagged street, while every face below is praying for my tired feet to miss a beat. They bought their tickets early just to see the heavy fall. They're leaning on the bricks of every crumbling garden wall. Not a hand is reaching out to catch the spilling of my blood. They're only checking if the rain will turn the arena floor to mud. The silence in the gallery is heavier than lead. They don't want your salvation, they just want the things you said. To be carved upon a monument while you are laying low. They're waiting for the curtain call before they decide to go. Oh, the grandstand is a graveyard, all the living come to gaze. They'll study every flicker of your short and frantic blaze. There ain't no brothers here among the shadows and the road. Just a million corner plane of watching every single blow. No, they aren't your army and they aren't your kin or kind. They're just telling the secrets that you're forced to leave behind. They'll study and I flicker of your short and frantic blade. There ain't no brothers there among the shadows and the low. Just a million corner places watching every single go. No, they aren't your army and they aren't your kin or kind. They're just telling the secrets that you're forced to leave behind. I saw the man
beside me, sharpen up his pocket knife. He wasn't looking for a foe, he was carving up my life. He smiled a crooked grin and asked me if the climb was steep, then sat back in his velvet chair and drifted off to sleep. But his eyes remained wide open like a hawk upon a limb. To him I'm just a hollow shell, a temporary whim. They'll cheer when you are winning, but they're rooting for the crash. They wanna see the lightning strike and feel the sudden flash. The silence in the Galilee is heavier than lead. They don't want your salvation, they just want the things you said to be carved upon a monument while you are laying low. They're waiting for the curtain call before they decide to go. Oh, the great thing is and they are well and living from the game. They're studying every flicker of your sword and faded blade. There ain't no brothers here among the shattered silver row. Just a million cold appraisers watching as a single blow. No, they aren't your army and they aren't your kin or man. They're just telling them the secrets that you're forced to leave behind.